Yeah, we got the black and the white, so it's going to be a fun little battle.
Second event for the Legends is underway. It is Amanda 9-7-5. And keep in mind, Rich Froning, about an hour ago, just did a whole bunch of muscle ups.
Yeah, well, you know, he's older now. He's so much better, so it'll be interesting to see what he does. But just the fact that we have all these athletes out here, and the one I have to see all the way on the left-hand side of your screen there was Chris Spieler. Right there is Matt Chan, again, one of the other athletes that was in that original showdown, you know, down in California, just showing us how it's done.
And just about everybody done at the same time. Mikko Salo's the only guy who's left on the rings. So I think really fast, this one's turning into a legit competition. These guys don't want to lose this.
I don't think anybody wants to. I think that whole phrase that Ro was talking about earlier about the ego part, yeah, the ego's back because no one wants to lose.
Rich Froning is through 17, now 18, so he's done with his first round. Graham Holberg is done as well. So the two of them moving back to the rings. And Jason Khalipa. We mentioned Matt Chan a little bit earlier. Rory McKernan has more on him.
Now, Bill, just wait for it to play out because you mentioned the speed of the competitors from the get-go. Matt Chan called his shot. He's known for going fast and taking chances. He said, I don't care what happens. I'm going head first and fast. I may not even finish this thing, but I'm going for it.
Back in 2012, when Matt Chan finished second overall at the CrossFit Games, there was an event in that competition called the rope sled event, and Matt Chan was the only guy to run between the rope and the sled. And I remember Cherie Chan saying to me, I told him, you will not walk. So he is used to going out hot.
Well, so we got Rich out there in the front. With, you know what? He's still a heavily competitor, trains as much as the normal competitors are doing, so I expect to be him there in the front. But Jason Khalipa, right off to the left-hand side of him, he's doing exactly what he did the first time. Came out, and he was actually winning his heat, but blew himself out and then started failing reps. All of a sudden, we see touch and go with Jason Khalipa. Now he's down to singles.
Rich Froning all by himself in the lead. Chris Spieler is starting to catch up, as is Dan Bailey. So Spieler, Bailey, Khalipa, Froning now on their final round of muscle ups. Spieler's on the far left. Dan Bailey's next to him. He's out of view of our camera right now. And Rich Froning quickly through his set of 5. There's Dan Bailey. And he is done. So Dan Bailey now moving into second behind Rich Froning. Bailey on the left, Froning on the right. And Rich Froning taking a look down at Dan Bailey.
You know what? Everybody wants to mess with Dan Bailey, even in the middle of a competition. That's amazing.
Rich Froning back in familiar territory, and that's winning an individual event. Dan Bailey's going to finish second.
Oh, yeah.
And here comes Chris Spieler ahead of Jason Khalipa, and now Khalipa's in. Graham Holberg is your leader on the floor.
And you know, hey, I got to say something about Chris. He beat his time. He beat his time from back in the day. But he did what he always does. He moves so well on those muscle ups and then, you know, just handle it singles on those snatches.
Tommy Hackenbrook on the right side of your screen is on his final set of snatches as Graham Holberg comes in. The beard plays, Bill. It really does.
I like it. Plus the headband. He's rocking that white headband again. I like it.
Hackenbrook, Matt Chan, Josh Everett, and Mikko Salo still on the floor, and Hackenbrook gets across the head of Chan. As Chan looked down the floor and said, I'm going to let you go. Now here comes Josh Everett. We mentioned the split snatch. That was something he was known for.
Yeah. Well, and the reason he said that he did it was because he didn't have the flexibility in his shoulders. He wasn't able to get that tilt of his torso, so this allows him to be more upright. And if you get it down like he has it down, I mean, he moves really well with it. And he's been able, I mean, this is relatively lightweight. He's been able to do big weights with that, which is impressive.
Josh Everett is in, and Mikko Salo is back for his set of 5, and he is power snatching that weight. Rory McKernan told us he's got a bit of a shoulder injury he's nursing, so being safe and just why not touch and go him while you're at it.
Hey, you know what? Finish strong. That's the machine right there. Love it.
And Mikko Salo is across there. Every man in the Legends category gets it inside that time cap. Salo being congratulated by his fellow competitors. And now they're all going over to Rory McKernan. I don't know who he's going to interview, as it looks like Khalipa's got something going on the floor here.